I just wasn't expecting guys to still be so mature in their 30s or be so scared of commitment because now I feel like they have an extra, like when they're a frat boy and they're like, yeah, I'm just trying to live my life. Like, whatever. Okay, that's still annoying, but we get it. You're 23 and you want to live life. But when you're 34, when you're 35 and you're still like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, dude, you're like old.
It's not that men are afraid of commitment or that they're being immature. It's that he spent his entire 20s building. He was not out there spending money that he didn't have. So by the time he's in his 30s, he's actually in his prime, which means that he's not going to settle for somebody that's not worth his peace, his time, or his resources. Women are just different because most of them want to settle down by the time they're in their 30s in order to have children. But it's not because you're more mature, ladies. You're not superior to men. It's simply that you want different things. And it's not to say that you won't find a woman in her 20s that wants to settle down or a man in his 30s that wants to settle down, but it definitely is more rare these days. Men do not want women to put in effort simply because he's lazy. He wants effort because of what it says about that woman. You guys may have seen the duet that I did last week of the man explaining how compliments are taken very differently by men versus women. Men will remember compliments forever, whereas for women, compliments have an expiration date. Sometimes that expiration date is even the next day, which would explain why women need compliments and attention way more often than men. But I think this is way more true for women that have been in toxic relationships or have a history of never choosing the good guy, because that woman believes that feelings and love are fleeting, which means that in her brain, what her man said yesterday may not be true today. So what does she do? She has all of these benchmarks set up for this man daily to hit in order to tell her and reassure her that he feels the same way today as he did yesterday. Like him texting her first every time, him telling her she's beautiful, him buying her something. But the problem is that she doesn't leave space for her to do the same for him, because that might take away from her getting her daily dose of what she needs on a daily basis. But the difference here is that women with a mature mindset will not require this high level of daily effort from a man, because she will recall and genuinely appreciate all of his past efforts, and she will leave room to reciprocate that effort. And all of what I just said, men already know this, which is why they love to see effort early on in a relationship from a woman that they're interested in. One thing that we underestimate about men are their feelings. And women will talk all the time about how she needs her man to make her feel secure, to validate her feelings, and to reassure her. Me, 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 me. You never hear about how a man should feel validated, secure, and reassured as well. Yet he's human, with human emotions. Many times, especially online, men's feelings and experiences in relationships are invalidated. An insult that I see oftentimes comes their way in defense for a woman's poor behavior is he's an insecure man. When the truth is that a lot of women that are in relationships or are trying to get into relationships are just too selfish. They don't let that man know that it's okay for him to talk to her. It's okay for him to come vent. It's okay for him to come cry, because he's made that mistake before and his feelings have been weaponized and used against him later. A man will sit in a car for 15 minutes because him sitting in that lonely car is safer than him going home to his wife or girlfriend. But hey, happy wife, happy life, right? Because as long as his wife is happy, that relationship is doing okay. It doesn't matter how he's feeling. But that is messed up.